Hey guys, what's up? It's Satyr again. We're on day 3 of our Ark Scorched Earth playthrough. I believe it's day 3. Um, I may have the names different in the titles of the video, so I'll have to go back and edit them. But this should be day 3 in our server. The first day we just got spawned in, ran over to where our base is, and started setting up our base. Day 2 we kind of tinkered around a little bit with a few things. Didn't quite get a lot accomplished because we needed some stuff that I just didn't have. Over the weekend, my mate, my wife, for those of you who aren't furries, came over and we spent the weekend together getting caught up and doing a few things. We actually went to the beach and hung out for a little bit. It was packed. We actually didn't get to go down to the water, so that kind of sucked. So we're planning to go back sometime later in the year or sometime closer to our honeymoon or our anniversary. But because I have a laptop here for her to play on, I did not want to get her into Ark, because Ark is really I guess you could say really resource intensive. So for laptops, it is not really a great game. Laptops do not like Ark at all, even on the lowest settings you can possibly get on them. So even though I was just going to have her like running around here, the house, crafting things and working on stuff, I decided not to bring her in because I didn't want her stressing out having to play on the laptop. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through and go ahead and adjust our gamma and get the light quality stuff set up. These codes that you see here, primarily, let me get it to come up again. These codes right here, these bottom three, the gamma, the bloom quality, and the light shafts. Those are 3 codes that you really need to learn if you're playing this game. Sometimes it gets, even at night, it gets really dark, like stupid dark. And the gamma allows you to be able to see at night during those really dark times. The bloom quality, basically, if you look at like a supply drop or a one of the pillars and you see that glow around it, this really bright glow, that's what that turns off. It basically makes that glow go away. The light shafts is if you're looking at a supply drop or you're looking at a pillar and you see the rays of light coming out of them, that eliminates that. So those are 3 settings that really kind of improve performance and the feel of the game. These others, if you notice, I have the cheat codes turned on. What I do is, after I've done a major installation, like if I've spent 10 or 15 minutes building this big elaborate thing, like a building or some structure, or I get this really sweet tame, usually I'll force save the world. So that's what that cheat save world is. The reason why I do that is because I am running this on a dedicated server. That server is not cooled the greatest in the world, so I can kind of tell when it's starting to get overheated because the game will start hanging up and glitching a little bit and it'll start acting funny. So usually that means I need to start saving and I need to start working on getting off of the server because it's getting to the point where it's fixing to lock up and I'll lose everything, and that's not good. So those are a couple of codes that are nice to know. But today we need to get organized. So we need to get some narcotics made up. I do believe I have, I'm working on getting some stuff together to do that. And we need to get some more sand and more cactus sap. So today's mission is we need to get some narcotics. We need to go get us a mount, so a raptor or some other critter, preferably a raptor. We need that damage, or if I have to, I'll tame one of these Caprisuchus that's out here in our little pools. Just something that gives us a competitive edge for going to get crystal, because we're going to have to do a crystal run. And also we need a Doedicurus, so we're going to have to go get a Doed at some point today, because we need one of those in order to build our buildings. In order to get enough sand and enough other materials, we are going to have to go get one. So that is our mission today. We need to get a little bit of stuff together to get some narcotics, and then we will go work on getting us a raptor. So first, I think we need to work on getting some berries together. So what we're going to do, actually, let me go look and see if I have enough stuff to build a whip. So let's look through our engrams here. And no, we are not high enough to do a whip yet. That would have been handy. What level are we? 14? Okay, yeah, we got a little bit. So, since we can't do that, we will do by hand. The whip is very handy tool once you get to where you can do it. It works really well for gathering berries and things of that nature. And I'm also going to be using a thing called the Dodo Dex when I start doing my taming, because it'll tell me exactly how many narcotics I need, or trank arrows I need to knock something out. Not only that, it'll tell me how much I need to feed it, and we're going to have to either berry or meat tame everything. I don't have any kibble made, and I don't have anything to make kibble with right now. So anything we tame is going to have to be either prime meat or raw meat tamed. But that's also where those hunger generators come in handy, and I'll show you how those work when we get to that point. Right now we're just trying to gather up enough berries to be able to make some narcotics. So for the time being, this is going to be our task. And as you can see, I'm getting a lot of stuff, and I'm going to keep looking around. Because, again, I have rarely, anytime I've had a settlement down here, I have rarely had predators actually fall into this area or end up in this particular area. Granted, you can have stuff fall into your area from up there. Most of the time it is herbivores like the morella tops or the little jerboas will fall down here all the time. Things of that nature. But rarely, unless it's just bad luck, will I get a predator up here. We are level 15. That means we should be able to learn some stuff that we actually need. So while I'm thinking about it, we will go ahead and distribute that point. We have points there, points there. Can't remember what we put a point in last. So I'm going to go ahead and put one into weight. And what I'm going to do is go ahead and cheat a little bit. I'm going to click this so it goes to automatically to unlearned. A lot of these I don't learn until I need them, and the primary one that I use is this one, the demo gun. It's just handy. Again, these are just convenience mods. I try not to use them unless I necessarily have to, because it just adds, it's a different thing. Like the resource puller, some of the items like the cost mortar do not have the ability to pull resources. So this gun, basically you shoot the cost mortar and you can pull resources onto out of other boxes or other crafters. You can do the same thing with dinos. You can shoot a dino with this and you can pull materials onto that dino. So it's kind of one of those handy things that just kind of bypasses a problem in the game. So we're going to go through real quick and look and see what we need that we have learned. Yeah, we do have the Adobe, so we're going to go ahead and start learning all. And the reusable flare gun is handy. These things are, again, handy. This collects egg and poo, and it has a very huge radius. So this thing will collect all kind of eggs. Even if you don't even have animals in this area, it'll collect the eggs from way out. That's an incubator. Basically, instead of having to take an egg and put it by the fire and then carry it over to an air conditioner and put it by a fire again and doing all that stuff, you just set it down here and it automatically incubates your egg for hatching. And again, this, you put thatch in it, and basically what it does is it works with this large compost bin, and this will send thatch to this. This will send poo to this. And so your poo and your thatch then becomes fertilizer, which this picks up for you and stores. So all of your fertilizer will end up in here. So it's, again, one of those convenience things. And again, the convenience of S Plus is that it lets you learn a lot of stuff. Now we're not going to worry about learning hide at all because we can't wear it. It will kill you out here, so we're not even going to attempt to learn these. And then level 16 is when we will get some more of our stuff that we need. So yeah, we need to get to level 20 basically. But this will be a decent enough start. We could actually start now doing our Adobe building. So we will work on that here in just a few minutes. My primary thing right now is to work on getting a mount. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and go back in here and see what we got as far as berries, and then we will work on getting some narcs together to get a raptor. And that's going to be an adventure and a half because we'll see how things turn out. Now these, the plant X seed, or the plant Y seeds, are similar to the plant X seeds from the island, except these are broken. They don't work. They have not fixed them yet as far as I know. I may plant one just to see if they fix them, but they are supposed to function like the plant X seeds, but they don't. We never have had any luck with them, so we never even bother with them. We do have the drops modified to occasionally drop plant X seeds, so we will have some plant X seeds down the road, although if I get to a certain point I won't need them because I'm going to be running the tech turrets, so I won't need those plant X seeds at all. Let's see, Tintos we don't need those. Alright, so we will go ahead and transfer our fiber into here and get rid of the rest of this. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to go ahead and get our narcotics crafting if we can. Actually, we're going to go ahead and make both of these since we have enough stuff to do it. And now we are going to go ahead and craft as many narcotics as we can. So again, that's a 50 and this is a 20, so that's 70, and you get a lot of points for doing these. So this is a very quick way to earn some points, and since they do not go away now, we are actually going to craft some hunger generators. So we're going to go here and we're going to craft as many of these as we can make. You really only need one per tame, so that gives us 3 that we can use for potential tames. So again, they'll go up here with all of our stuff. So we know that we're either going to go after a Caprisuchus or a Raptor. So those are our 2 target tames. So what we're going to do is we're going to come down here, and again, I won't know what I've got until I get it trapped and start trying to actually shoot it. There's something running around up there. I'm assuming a parasaur or a Procoptodon. Let's see. So yeah, until we get something trapped in our bola and we can get close enough to see what it is, we won't know officially what we're going to need as far as tranks or narcs. Actually, I could go ahead and look at Dodo decks. Yeah, so we have a parasaur down there, so that kind of tells me there's nothing in the area. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and look up Dodo decks, and I'm going to see what I need for a Raptor. So I need to adjust my Dodo decks. And of course, I'm using the Dodo decks mobile app on my cellular phone. They also have a desktop app you can download. I need to adjust XP multiplier because okay, there we are. I need to update my melee damage because it does have a bearing on how hard you hit things. So let's go ahead and bump them up. So there we are. I'm going to wait till level 20 to learn any more enneagrams. So our melee damage is 150%. So let me plug that into the app. Alright. So now we'll go back and we'll look up a raptor. And let's see, let's just go max level just for general curiosity. So we'll go 125. So we know we need 6 raw prime, or we need 18 raw meat. And to knock it out, just to knock it out, we need 6 shots in the head with a bow at level 125. Now I doubt we'll run into a 125, but that just gives us an idea of what all we need. So we know we need 15 raw meat, which I'll have to find, and 3 or 5 bow shots to the head. So we know we need at least a 5. So what I can do now that I know that information is go into here, and we don't have those narcotics yet, so let's see when we get those. Alright, narcs. So we don't get our good narcotics until level 35. This is equivalent to 10 trank arrows, so we're gonna have to do this the old school way. So since we have narcotics, we're going to have to make some trank arrows. And I have not learned those yet. I'm seeing. Oh, that is not good. Not good at all. So our first trank arrow comes at 21. So actually we are going to have to knock these raptors out the old-fashioned way. So that is going to suck slightly, because that means we're going to have to knock it out with a club. So that means we need to make another club. Alright, so we need wood and fiber. So we'll collect that up as we go over this way to see what is down here. So we'll get a little bit of wood and some fiber. And we'll go ahead and craft us a second club, because more than likely we're gonna need one. Especially if we're going after our raptor. And I think that's actually what we're gonna go after. So we'll just kind of ignore everything else and we'll work on going after a raptor. So we're gonna have to knock it out with the club. And we're gonna have to tame it by hand. I'm trying to look, see what we have down here, because I know there was a raptor down here before we respawned. I don't see one now, so alright, then what we will do instead, it seems I'm having a little bit of a hang up here. There we are. I can't tell if that was my server or if that was my desktop. So what we're going to do is we're going to come back over here. We don't have any meat left because I think we turned what we had left into spoiled meat. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab him because we need our shoulder cannon and our backpack. And we are going to head out. Since we need sand, we're going to go ahead and go work on getting some more cactus sap. And just for curiosity's sake, we're going to look around a little bit and see what might be lurking in the area and see if we can find a raptor. I could actually go make a run for crystal on foot, but it is not really advised because of where we have to go to get crystal right now. I know there's a lot of predators over there, and I really don't want to have to go over there. That's the Caprasutris that killed us the other day, and I don't think I want to tangle with it again because I could not get it knocked out. I don't know what level it is, and it's got a friend. So we will continue with our plan of going to get a raptor. Now there is a nice Morellatops right there, so we'll have to remember that is there. Because it is stuck, it's definitely not going anywhere. Nice level 20 Morellatops would be handy. Alright, so let's sneak around over here just for curiosity's sake. And we're going to go for our bola. We've got a green down up there. I can't remember if I can pick up greens or not, so we're going to go ahead and go look. If I can get to it in time without running into anything dangerous. Thus far I don't see any raptors. I could go for a parasaur just to have a mount. That's a nice level 10, nice color level 10 there. But I think we're gonna attempt to go up to this drop. And thus far I don't see any raptors. I have run into them before out here. So, yep, there we are. Oh, this is gonna take a minute. So let's see if we can knock this guy out. He's running away, so let's hope we can get him back with these. Because if not, he's going to chew on us pretty good, because we beat him up pretty good. Alright, we got him with another set. And of course that breaks. Typical when you're trying to tame something. There we are. So now we're going to try to get this guy tamed if we can get to him to get stuff in his inventory. So again, that's where this comes in handy, and we do not have any meat, so this is going to suck slightly. Oh yes we do. We have 48 cooked meat. That will be plenty. So actually we're going to have to cook meat tame this guy. So that is where this comes in. You give him, you force feed him that, and it bottoms his food out. And so now all he's going to do is sit and eat and eat and eat. And it's going to like speed up, as you can see, it's speeding up his timing, or his taming a lot. Now even though we still have taming turned up a good amount, I didn't need to use those, but they are very handy for quick tames like that. So now we have us a raptor. And a rather nice one at that. We ended up with level 77, so that is going to be very handy. So now, we need to get him stuck from around, or unstuck from this rock. So we'll go ahead and bust this rock down. And hopefully he will get free, and then we can just run him back to base to build a saddle for him. And then we can go on a run for the stuff we need. So that was actually very fortuitous. We managed to get us a raptor right off the bat. I would have liked to have gotten a little bit higher level, but again, I can't complain too much. So let's see if he is loose. Yes, there he is. Now, not a bad coloration either. So we will ignore that green for now. Our primary thing is to get him back to base so that we can get a saddle made for him. Oh, didn't need to come up here. So let's go back down here. And again, the mountain that you see over there is where we need to go for crystals. So as you can see, that is why we need a mount, because that is a lot of distance to have to cover. And as you can see just as quickly as we found him, let's actually see what kind of damage he's doing too. Ah, he's not attacking target, so let's see, we need to set him to attack your target, so he should be attacking. There he goes. So he's doing about 27 damage a hit. Not entirely bad. And actually, let's see. We may be able to do his saddle without ever going to the house. We did movement speed last. We're going to put one more in fortitude, and we're going to look up Raptor saddle. And now we have Raptor saddles. So now we are going to do a Raptor saddle. Then we may not even need to go back to the house. We have the wood. We almost have all the fiber, so let's see if we can get enough fiber together. And if we can, well, that should be more than enough fiber. We'll take hide off of him if we have enough. We're short a little bit, so what we're going to do is we're going to find something else that he can kill real fast to get some more hide. So let's see if maybe there's a little jerboa running around out here or something like that. Something else that he can kill that will provide us with a little bit of hide. And then we may not even have to go back to the house. We may be able to just go ahead and go get our crystal that we need. I could go after that doed, but I think I'm going to want to tame that guy. But I'm going to wait until level 21 when I have the arrows that I need, because trying to knock out a doed with a mace is not going to end well. Ah, there's this jerboa. Maybe he'll provide enough hide for us to get what we need. It's a shame he has such nice colors though. There we are. Now let's see what we ended up with. More than enough. Alright, so now we will do our Raptor saddle. And once that gets done, we'll throw that on him. Now, since he's going to be our primary mount for the time being, we're going to leave his movement speed alone, but we're going to jack his health up. He will need that. So for what we're going to do now is we're going to unload our backpack, and we're going to offload some of this stuff onto our little backpack. Yes, he is basically a living backpack. We'll keep those on us and that extra mace. And there we are. Alright. So now, since we don't have to return to the house, we will go ahead and start working our way over to go get that stuff we need. Before I get too far though, I'm actually going to change his status. So we're going to disable following, and we're going to put him on passive. As long as I'm going to be on him, I won't have to worry about... Oh, there's something we definitely need to go after. This will provide us with much needed materials. That's the reason why you want to go after the baby, juvenile, or adolescents of any creature. But it does take quite a little bit to kill them. As you can see, we got a lot of stuff that we needed. That raw prime meat and that hide is definitely going to be things that we need for taming and things that we need down the road. So we will go ahead and work our way over here to where we're going to get our crystal. Again, he's already out of stam, so we'll just go ahead and walk, let him regen stam. And as we get closer to this mountain, you'll understand why having an attack mount is such a bonus. We've got a couple more doeds here. We'll have to make note of these two, see what levels we have here. We have a level 50, that is very nice. And a level 15, that level 50 would be very nice. But again, that would take a lot to have to tame. especially to knock it out without my good arrows. So any of those that we try to get right now, we're going to have to knock out by hand. Let's see. There's another raptor there. We want to try to avoid him, which we're probably not going to at this point. He looks like he's taking care of a parasaur, but or a parasaurus, so there's no guarantee that we will get past him. And this, of course, is always a fun area to have to go through, because now we have to figure out how to get across this gap here. You do not want to fall into that. Okay, and we're across the first one, and then there's another one up here, which we will have to get across. And I think there's a way across down here, but I always forget. Yeah, right here should be fine. So there's actually a little bit of a place where it touches that you have to kind of shoot for. Alright, so let's see. He has another level, according to the music. And so we will put this in stamina so that we can make more distance. And I should go after that green, but I don't know what is between me and it. And I know there's some scorps. Let's see, maybe we can get to it. I know there's some scorpions out here. A few other predators. So we will attempt to get to it without running into anything else. I did not pick up a whole lot. So we're going to go ahead and work our way back over to the mountain. Now this is where I usually get my crystal from. You still have to be a little cautious going up here because of the predators that are usually up here. There's usually some argents and a possibility of a carno. So you have to be very cautious when going up here. It's also a good place to get sulfur and salt, which is definitely things that you need. So while you're up here, it is good to go ahead and load up on a few of the items that you need while you're here. But again, you have to be kind of cautious. There's a saber. So we want to try and kill this saber tooth before he kills us. There we go. Alright. And there is an equus. There's a horse. I would love to tame that, but they are hard to tame, especially without carrots, because you have to have carrots to tame the equus. I want to get a little bit more of the salt, but I don't need the stone, so I'm actually going to drop it. Yeah, see, this is an equus. They are horses. Oh, and that is a very nice level. Level 100 equus. That's a very nice level. If I had some carrots, I would definitely attempt to tame that. Look, since I do not have any carrots, I cannot tame it. Because you have to run up behind it, jump on it, and feed it carrots as you're riding it to tame them. And of course, I haven't started growing my veggies yet, so by the time I come back up here to actually possibly get that, it's probably going to be gone. And again, they are just really a novelty mount. I don't really have a whole lot of functionality from them. I've tamed them on a couple of other games, and I don't really see a lot of functionality with them. So again, they're not necessarily a have-to-have mount. They are, like I said, more of a gimmicky thing of, oh look, it's a horse, I have to have one. So primarily what we are after up here is salt, sulfur, and crystals. So we're going to continue up the hill and we're going to look for some sulfur. There's some crystals. Make sure there's nothing nearby us. We're probably not going to get a lot of crystal initially with this pick. Until we get a forge and we get metal picks, or until we hit a supply drop that has metal tools in it, we're not going to get a whole lot of stuff. So for now we just get what we can with it. Oh, that is not good. That is definitely not something I wanted to see laying there. So that is going to hinder us getting materials. That is a rock elemental. Those are not nice. They hurt and they are not very easy to kill. And he is following us on down the mountain. So we may have to abandon getting crystal for now, because he will chase us until he gets tired and lays back down. I'm hoping that since he came over the mountain, maybe he will lay down up there out of our path and we can go ahead and go on up and get our materials. And again, I don't see him thus far, so I have no idea where he ended up. So we're going to take a chance. I'm going to get this guy as the adolescent saber-tooth. Now you can easily tame the adolescents. I just prefer to kill them because it allows me to get things that I need again. So we're going to go up to the top because I saw that elemental walk that way. So he may be somewhere else. No, he's laying right there. So if you see that rock structure right there, it doesn't quite look like the rest of the rocks. That is the elemental. And they have a very big aggro range, so I probably am not going to be able to get any of this crystal. I only need a little bit to make the thing that I want to make for now. Yep, see, he is not happy, so we are going to run again. I was not able to get any sulfur this run, so more than likely we are going to have to get out of Dodge because of unhappy elemental. If he doesn't head us off going down this hill. No idea where he's at. I don't want to keep track of him. So what we're going to do, since I know there's a rock elemental up here, we got a little bit of crystal. That's probably going to have to do us good, because with a rock elemental guarding the rest of that, that's no bueno. And we have an argent down there. So yes, that is definitely no bueno. So we're going to go ahead and get off of this mountain before we upset anything else. That is a rather pretty argent. I don't know what level it is, but again, very pretty argent. So we're going to go ahead and work our way back down. We'll have to go to another area to get crystal and sulfur from, since now we know that there's a rock elemental up there. Primarily I'm looking for stuff to make an omnicular, and I'll show you what that is here in a few minutes. Again, it's yet another mod that we have installed. It basically allows you to see the levels and sexes and torpor levels of animals. And this is not where we wanted to cross. I always get turned around. So, here we are. This is the area we wanted to cross in. And work our way back towards the house. There's a set of ruins. Very nice jerboa. Very pretty colors on some of these. Let's see, I want to get a look at this one. Oh, that is very nice coloration on that one. Again, butterfly moments. I'm looking to see, since I'm already near here. Yeah, there's no ruins, or there's no box at that set of ruins, so we're going to continue to work our way through here and work on heading back towards the house. Jump across that hole and start working our way back home. Again, we got a little bit of crystal, so we got somewhere along where we wanted to be. We didn't quite get exactly what I was wanting, but it is a start. We will probably have to go to that mountain, which was where we spawned, in the future to get crystal or anything else, which means we may have to start working on locating a flying mount of some sort. We're going to have to find us a flying mount of some sort to be able to get there. But since the nerf, they're not as handy as they used to be. So I really, and again, this is our pair of doeds that we want at some point. Something around the level 50 range would be nice. Doesn't necessarily have to be a level 50, but it would be nice. And let's see. Lost train of thought for a second. Yeah, we will eventually need a flying mount of some sort. Now they have moths in this map that are low-level flying. That is an adolescent dodecarus, and they will not attack back. But knocking out an adolescent dodecarus might take some time. Let's see. We want to go for it, because we'd still have to let it grow. It's not going to get the bonus that it would normally get. But again, to knock it out is definitely going to take a while with mace. They have a lot of torpor and a lot of HP. I think we'll wait on that. And again, this is a lot of what I'm narrating and what I'm commenting on is just things that you will go through in this game. It's common thoughts. It's things that you're going to have to work out. You know, what do you want to go after? What do you want to do? What needs to be worked on? You'll often find yourself getting sidetracked with various different tasks and different things that you need to get done. So there's always something that you need to be working on. There's another raptor. I would be tempted to tame that one if I could knock it out. And again, I think we will eat this one. Yeah, it's a little level 15, so it's a little level 15, so we'll go ahead and kill it. Let's see. I wonder, do I have the bridge enneagram? Let me check that real quick. Not until level 25. Okay, so level 25 we'll get a wooden suspension bridge enneagram, and we're going to come back and we're going to put a bridge up here, and we're going to put one up at the next little area, because sometimes getting through these areas can be rather difficult. And we may tame that Merilatops at some point. Both of those are very doable options. Let's see, we need, I know we're going to need some more wood and thatch and fiber, but we can collect that up here in a little bit. Now that we have a mount, we also have defense. So this Raptor is actually a multi-tool, or basically it's a multi-tool. We now have defense for our base. We have high-speed transportation, so, and we also want to keep it fed, so what I'm going to do is actually split these stacks down and drop the stack back on it. Let's see, we want to add, let's bump speed up next. A fast raptor is a good raptor. And let's unload our backpack. And again, we're going to split some food off for them. Now, once I'm able to actually craft a feeding trough, I won't have to keep food on them unless I'm taking them out. So most of the animals, you'll notice that I keep around the home will be fed through a feeding trough. We still need a little bit of a level. So since we need a level, we're going to go ahead and we're going to split this stack. Go ahead and convert it. And we're going to work on making some more narcotics. Oh, we have a Raptor saddle blueprint and a Morellitos saddle blueprint. So now, I could actually take the Mind Wipe tonic and use these. So that is where this comes in handy. So if you notice, the station has a blueprint station. And actually I can't use it because of its location. So I'm actually going to have to pick all of this stuff up. And, well, it just destroyed our blueprint station, so that's not good. So we're going to pick up our upgrade station and we're going to move it because the blueprint station was stuck in the wall and I could not use it. So that's why positioning for a lot of this stuff is really specific. You have to leave spaces for a lot of this stuff because if you don't, you won't be able to use it. So if you walk up to it and you can't access its inventory, that means you can't use it. So we're going to have to make another blueprint station. So let me pull some materials. I don't need those. I'll have to make a folder for seeds and flowers. Okay. So now we have seeds and flowers, so that's where we're going to start putting all of this stuff. It gets it out of here. It makes it a little bit more reasonable. Let's go ahead and take our stone. We won't need our pelt, and we won't need these rare mushrooms, so we're just going to hang on to those. The salt does not do us any good without the sulfur, so we're going to go ahead and drop it into here. The sand we need, and once we drop it in here, we'll go ahead and start making this. So we need the sulfur in order to make the preserving salt. And we couldn't get the sulfur because of the critter that was up there. The rock elemental. We didn't feel like tangling with him. I do need to put my meat on one of my animals because it will last longer. Until I can get a preserving bin built, so that's going to be one of my next targets and goals. So I need a blueprint station. Since we destroyed the other one when we picked up the augment station. Alright, so now we should be able to put that behind it, and of course, now we can use it. And so then we put these in here, and this holds your blueprints for you. So instead of having to make a bookshelf, this doubles as a bookshelf. So now, let's see, we need a little bit more of a level. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to go ahead, let me see if I can craft anything. No. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and take the little bit of clay that I have, and I'm going to go ahead and start at least getting these 4 adobe foundations down. Unless I decide to go ahead and start running my structure out this way. So what I think I'm actually going to do, and I do see what appears to be some crystal up there, so maybe they added in some spawns. We'll have to check that out sometime. But what I think I'm going to do is, since I know that's 2 foundations, we need 8. I'm going to go ahead and harvest this rock, and then the one behind it, and I'm going to start working on getting my 8 foundations by 8 foundations for my building that I have designed out. So now we're actually going to start getting somewhere with crafting. And again, you get experience by gathering and crafting, so you want to constantly be building something. It's the best way to get experience. Alright, so we've got that one out of the way, and we need to get this one out of the way, so we're going to go ahead and do it. Now, I will eventually need spark powder, so a lot of this flint and a lot of this stone will turn into spark powder. So there we are. So now we should be able to roughly estimate where 8 foundations is going to be. So since I have 2 here, I'm probably going to run 1 more off of this side. So I'll go ahead and throw this stuff in here. Let's see, I won't need the hide for now, so we'll go ahead and put it away. And since I have some more sand, I'm going to go ahead and continue to craft the clay, because we do need a lot of it. Alright, so let's go ahead. We know we need 2 foundations for in here, and we know we need 8 adobe foundations altogether. Let me see if I can make a crafting table yet. No, not yet. Okay, so we're gonna have to do this by hand. Oh, actually I gained a level, so this will be handy. Alright, so now we go back to this, and we start scrolling down, and we know we're going to have a bunch of engrams that we're going to have to learn. Large storage box I don't need, but I'm going to go ahead and learn it anyway. Rope ladder I'm going to learn because we need it for ladders. We need the adobe ladder, adobe ramp, adobe hatch frame. So we're going to start learning all of our adobe stuff, because it is what we are going to need. We're also going to need these pipes. We don't need the S+ water tank until further down the road. We need it for some other things, so we're just going to go ahead and learn it. And again, we're learning as much stuff as we can. And that's the feeding trough I was talking about. So now we have that. There's our preserving bin. So now we have those. Let's see, I do not need any of those. I'm not going to learn the bookshelf because we have the blueprint station. The whip is definitely something we need. The S+ smithy. The item collector we're not going to worry about. That we're not going to worry about. These we definitely need. The Cosmol chest. And that is all we can learn for now. So now we should be set for anything that we need or want to craft. So at this point, I do need this and this, because I need the omnicular. So let me see if I can make that yet. Not until level 25. So we have to hold on to our crystal until level 25. But we did get a bunch of other stuff that we needed. So we just learned a lot of key things. So now we're going to shift gears. I still need the adobe foundations. So we're going to go ahead and work on those. So we're going to go into Adobe. We're going to find the S+ Adobe foundations. And looks like I can't learn those unless I craft. Okay, so we need change of direction. Crafting, we need this guy. And I don't have enough stone, flint, or hide, so we need to pull our stone and our flint back off of here. We have to have that in order to get the few things we need. So it's a slow progression. You will start to kind of figure things out. We need this in order to make that and that, because we have to have metal. And since we have this, now we need spark powder. So now we have to go back here. We drop in stone and flint. Not nearly enough flint, so we need to go get some more flint. And again, we're going to want to build a foundation for outside, because we don't want that forge inside, because it's going to bump up the heat and the temperature inside of our building way too much. So we're actually going to build a foundation, and we're going to stick that refining forge somewhere over here in the corner. So while we're in here, and while this is crafting, we're going to go ahead and throw together a refining forge. We're going to throw together a basic foundation, and that should be plenty of spark powder to start with. So go ahead and pull this back off of here. So 200 spark powder now, so we got 100 for our preserving bin, which I'm actually going to go ahead and build that. And I'm going to go ahead and get this going again. So we need a stone foundation. That's what I was about to work on. So go into structures, go into stone. Oh, we don't have stone foundations. Okay. Wood foundation then. Let's see. Engram wood foundation. I want the S+. That's what I wanted. The wood foundation. Ah, we do have the S+ Adobe foundations. We can only do 3 of them currently. What are we short? You'll start to kind of get an idea of what you're short by looking at your list, and I'm thinking it's going to be short on the clay. So we need a bunch more clay. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and make one of these, and then we're going to go ahead and burn out as many of those as we can make. So this one wood foundation is actually going to be our base for our little crafting area we're going to set up over here. Because as I said, we don't want the forge inside. It's going to be too hot. So set that up. We split this. We now have spark powder in there. So now we will go grab our metal, and we need 10 metal. So now you can see you'll start to level pretty quick when you actually start crafting the higher level items. So now that that's burning, we want to get away from it and start working on our Adobe. So we're going to grab our clay out of our inventory. Actually, I think I'm going to have to turn on our air conditioner, because I do believe that was my computer complaining about being hot. So now we are going to go ahead and work on another couple of Adobe foundations. And since we leveled again, we're going to go ahead and drop another point somewhere. So we're going to throw another point in weight. And we're going to work on building another couple of Adobe foundations. Since everything right now is going to strictly be in Adobe, that is primarily what we're worried about. So we're not going to worry about building stuff out of anything else. So that gives us 4, and we need 4 more, so now we're short wood. So now we have to go out, and initially what we're actually going to do is we're going to go ahead and start placing foundations, because again, we want to get to 8 by 8. So we know one's going to go there. And again, it's going to go a little bit into the wall, it looks like, but that should be perfectly fine, unless we run into an issue going up. And we should be okay. We should be able to go 12 high. I may have to put together an experimental XL wall just to make sure. And we are going to drop that one there. And again, always look up to see where your thing is going to go. Your building is going to run. That one is going to hit a wall, so we may not be able to go there. That's only 4. So we're probably actually going to have to pull those foundations and come out to this front foundation here. So we'll pick this one up, And we'll come out to here. Now we will use that space behind. We will use that space behind here. But since we have to come out, now we can actually go one more over to the right, to this area. So we will actually pick this up now, because it doesn't need to be there. There's some more wood I needed. So let's make another set of foundations. But what I'm actually going to do is go inside and replace these two here. There we are. So now we should have enough to make one more, and we are going to go, since that's 4, we're going to go one over here, and again check for clipping, and it looks like we might clip into this wall just a little bit, but I think it will be alright to have a little bit of a wall clip. That should be fine. We'll probably put crafters, or the fabricator. We'll put something in this corner that doesn't have to be perfect, so that's fine. And we need to go 3 more foundations this way, so I need to see what I'm short for making more adobe foundations. Looks like I can make another one, so let's go ahead and get it done. And now I'm short clay and wood, of course. So we're going to go ahead and drop this one here. And put this one on the other side of this foundation. And so now we are 6 wide. So we only need to go that way 2 more foundations. So we're going to go see if we can get us some wood together real quick. And we're going to build those last 2 foundations we need. And it looks like we have a big purple Caprisuchus over there. And that is fine. He can stay over there where he's at for right now. He's not up here threatening us, so we're not going to bother with him. Now, eventually, I will build some behemoth gates or something of that nature to block off out here and defend these areas. But again, once I get some of the tech tier or get into the tech stuff, I won't need it. So we need 2 more to go that way, and then we'll have to go 8 the other way. So there's our initial 8. It does not look like we're going to clip into the wall on this side. So now we need to go 7 that way to get our house base down. Yep, it looks like I need more stuff to do another set of those. Now, out of clay. And again, the adobe, it takes a lot of it to make anything. So you will be primarily doing or primarily making adobe everything. Let's see. And again, we've got 18 metal. That's good. We need to go ahead and craft a little bit more, so I'm going to let it go ahead and burn out. Well, actually, I'll go ahead and take what we've got so that I can go ahead and craft our smithy and our S Plus crafter and our smithy. Those are 2 must-have pieces of equipment. Now we have the S Plus crafter, which we are going to put, let's say, we'll put it right there. And we will put our smithy on the other side of our jerboa here. So we will put our smithy right there. And we'll take him, if I can pick him up. I didn't want to pick up his poo, but that's alright. And let's see if we can get him to sit on top of the chest. No, he does not want to. Try it again. Well, not quite. There we are. Now that gets him out of the way. And I don't think we had anything else on him. Oh yeah, we have our prime. So we do need to make a preserving bin. So let me go ahead and throw a preserving bin together. And as you can see, your dwelling starts to get rather tight as you start really crafting things. So initially your living quarters gets rather tight and very closed in or close in. Let's see, yeah, it's good enough. I can reach everything. It's not perfect. Again, this is just a temporary structure. But now I can take my meat off of him and put it in here, and that gives me a little bit more shelf life out of my meat, because originally there was like 3 hours. Now we have 8 hours on the prime and 7.5 or 7.5 on that. When we start making the preserving salt and we put it in here, it'll almost double if not triple the spoil time on that. So now, since we have a little metal left over, we want to start looking into tools. So we got enough metal, we need wood and hide. So we're going to throw some wood in there, and we're going to throw some hide in there. And we can make that. And we're short metal for that, so we need to go get that. No, we almost blocked our door. And there we are. So we'll put that out. We'll have to go get we'll have to do a metal run, get us some more metal. These tools will definitely help with that. So these are must-have tools. This will increase your gathering amounts. But what I'm going to actually do is use these two up before I actually start to use my metal tools so that I can get the most use out of them. Okay, so now what we're going to do is, since we have a crafting table, I don't normally keep materials in my smithy. I normally keep them in here because this is what I use more than anything. So this is usually where I keep all of this, because as you can see, anything that is S plus you can craft in here. So this gives you everything that is S plus. So I use this crafter more than anything else out there. We do need to make a feeding trough, and I need more wood and raw metal. So we're gonna have to go at some point down to brave the waters to be able to gather some metal. And since I know there are a few crocs down there, we're gonna have to be extra careful. Now I could take my backup with me, but we're gonna look real quick and see what's down here. I know there's some metal spawn over there, so yeah, we'll go ahead and take our mount down here and go ahead and see what metal we can find, just in case there is a croc or something down here that decides to be friendly. And since there's pearls here, I'm gonna go ahead and collect those up. Don't pass those up if you can help it. And let's see, there's the old jug bug. I'm not going to pass him up. Alright. So I need that oil. I could have used him. I could have used him himself. I could have used the chitin that you get from killing them. I do not see metal down here, so I'm going to run back the other way and go over to the other side and see if there's some metal over there. And again, since I don't want to pass them up, I'm going to stop right here and gather up these pearls real quick. They respawn pretty quickly, and it's nice having them so close to the house because you need them for electronics and all kind of stuff. Let's see, there's a metal node. So we'll go ahead and hit this. We need 8 raw metal. And we'll go ahead and use up our pick while we're here, so that we can switch to the metal pick and not waste it. So now that that's broke, we will drop it and equip the metal. And go ahead and finish the job. You'll notice a huge difference in the amount of materials you get using metal versus anything else. So we'll go ahead and gather this just to break this axe, and then we'll switch to our other axe. Alright, so now we switch to that, throw this in inventory, and let's go ahead and go see if maybe we can find just a little bit more metal down here. And again, you want to be careful when fighting Caprisuchus because they will dismount you. That's why if I can help it, I do not like to fight them in the open. I prefer to trank them or to subdue them somehow. We need a little bit more wood and some sand and a few other items. So what we're going to do is we're going to come over here and try and... Alright, come on, get up there. There we are. We're going to come over here and try and gather up some wood. Some wood and some thatch. Let's see. Let's go... gather up some more wood. Never have gotten used to steering this guy with while I'm carrying a weapon. It takes a little bit. Alright, that gives us a little bit more thatch and wood, which is handy, so we're going to head on back to the house. And since we have this built, we're gonna try to get him. There we are. We're gonna try to get him back here, back behind it. It's a little bit of a safety thing. Just keeps him from, keeps anything that might be out here from running over and hitting him or from getting attracted to him so easily. So now we are going to drop all of this into our crafter, and we are going to go ahead and work on the feeding trough. So now we have that, and I'll show you how that works. So as you can see, we have our feeding trough now, and essentially what you do with it is we're going to put it, let's say right here. You put it right here, and then you drop meat and berries or whatever into it that you're going to use for feeding your critters. So we're going to grab his meat and grab the berries off of the jerboa, and then we can drop them in here, and now they can eat out of this from anywhere. So as long as they have, if you look above his name right now, you see the little feed trough symbol out right in the middle above his name. That lets you know that he is in range of the feeding trough and he can eat from it now. So now we have that made, we have that made, we have that going, we have everything else going. We have some more pearls. We'll drop them in here. We're not quite high enough level yet to make the omnicular, which is what we need. So we're going to continue to work on crafting other things that we need. I'm going to go ahead and go get the rest of this metal back into the forge, get it going. You always need metal for like everything. And since I'm out here, I'm going to go ahead and drop this guy right here so I can cook meat. And let's see, what is our next task? We're going to go ahead and level. We've got 2 points, so we put a point there. So we're going to put 1 more in movement speed, 1 more in fortitude. We're almost to 100% fortitude, which is where we want to be. And now we're going to look and see if there's anything we can learn. And yes, we now can get trank arrows. That is definitely going to be something we need. We're not going to worry about any of this. We're not going to worry about any of those. The propellant, maybe. The rest of that, we are not even going to mess with. So now that we can make trank arrows, we have a bonus as far as taming. So now it won't be nearly as hard to tame things. Still difficult, but not nearly as hard as it was. So for now, I think we have a good start. We have our 8 foundation base established, so that's a good thing. I think what I'm going to do is make a little back area back here for something. So I'll end up using this whole back area, even though we had to come out this far. I think next time we come on, we'll go ahead and start gathering things up. Oh yes, that was something else. I was going to make a whip. I completely spaced that I was even going to do that. I was going to make a whip and show you guys what it's for and what you do with it. So we need silk, hide, wood, and fiber. So we need silk, hide, wood, and fiber. So we need our silk. We need hide, wood, and fiber. So we just come over here, and this is why I keep all of my stuff in one location so that I can find materials I need easier. So we're going to make that, and I will show you what it's used for. And actually, since we need this for something else, we'll just go ahead and drop it in there too. Now we put this out here, and I'll show you what the whip is used for. So if you take your whip and you get out here to, say, right here, it actually works great for gathering materials from a distance, and you will get a lot of stuff. You get silk, you can get cactus sap this way. So this is a very handy tool. It'll also pick up rocks, it'll pick up other things like that. So, you know, as you can see, I'm getting some plant Y seeds. I get sand. It's great for clearing large areas. Usually whenever I'm going collecting cactus sap, I will take this with me and use it. So as you can see, I'm getting a lot of sand, I'm getting a lot of berries, and this will help us with our narcotics as well and with leveling. And with collecting our silk. We need a lot of silk for the desert armor, which is actually what we're going to put on once we get it made. So we're just going to continue gathering this little bit of stuff here, clear this area out. And let's see, do we have any stone over here? I got a little bit of berries, so we'll go ahead and take that. So I'm also looking for loose stones, loose rocks, anything like that that I can collect with this. Again, to get the sand and all of that. And I usually go until I get my inventory full, and then I go dump everything. And also keeping your areas trimmed down with something like this, keeping all these bushes and all these seeds and plants and everything out of your area helps you with defense, because you can see anything that is in the area. As you can see, I'm getting fatigued because I've been using this thing too much, so we'll go ahead and take a break for a second. Let's see, we'll start back at the top with HP. And we're going to go ahead and finish clearing out this little bit of an area, and then we'll call it for there. Inventory is getting up there pretty good. And I probably got enough sand and enough other stuff to keep me busy for a little bit. So yeah, we'll go ahead and call that, and we'll go back and see what we ended up with. So, into the house to sort stuff. So let's go ahead and start with berries, because this is going to get us a lot of levels. We got a bunch of berries. So what we're going to do is we want to go ahead and craft as many of these as we can, and while that's going, we'll go dump other materials into here. So we picked up all of that. And we'll drop the sand into here and go ahead and start crafting more clay. And we're going to go through our seeds and see what we picked up. Again, we have more plant X or more plant Y seeds, so we'll go ahead and drop those into here. Let's see, we need these. We actually need 6 of these, so we'll go ahead and drop 6 in there. So that gives us our stems, majos, and our narco berries. So now we need the rest of the crop seeds. So that now gives us a rock carrot seed. So that gives us our rock carrot. And let's see, do we have any of the other seeds? No, we do not. Okay, so we're still missing 2 of the vegetable seeds. We need to get those. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and drop that. It'll pick up later. Because again, we're going to craft one of those things to pick all that up. Alright, so we have that made. So now that we have all of these done, now we can make some serious narcotics. So now we have no shortage of narcotics, which is definitely a good thing. We need that. Let's see, we gain 3 levels off making 1 or 2 of those, so that is very, very, very nice. So as you can see, certain things you definitely want to get to, certain milestones. Being able to start crafting those narcotics is definitely one of the better ones. I'm going to use those. Let's see. We're not going to worry about any of the stone stuff. The reinforced door we will have to get. These you'll want. But basically the rest of this stuff you don't want or need until way down the line. Let's see, we need the crossbow. That is definitely a got to have. And then we want all this cost stuff. And that is what we've been shooting for this whole time, and I'll show you why. So we definitely just picked up a lot of stuff that we definitely needed. We need that water jar, that is for sure. So again, we've picked up a lot of stuff that we needed, so that is very, very, very handy. We don't need a lot of this other stuff, so we won't even worry about it. We'll go ahead and learn those. And for now, we will call that good, because now we actually can make a crossbow. So what we need to do is see if we have the materials to make one. And we do. Now, as you notice, what I just did was I went in, highlighted this. I come down here and it says pull selected times 1. This allows you to pull the resources to craft just this, and then you can make it. So now we have that. I don't know if I could do the grappling hook yet. Not as of yet. So once we get to 47, this will definitely be... Oh, I can make it. What do you know? Well, then that just saved us a lot of work. You guys are going to get to see me go ninja with a grappling hook. And so now we can actually destroy our bow because we don't need it. So we're going to drop it into here and salvage. And we get the arrow back plus all this. So now what we're going to do is we need some cementing paste. So I'm going to see if I have enough stuff to make some cementing paste real quick. Nope, I don't. I need stone and keratin or chitin. So let's see if we have any keratin or chitin. So we're going to run through our list here. And keratin, we have 3. So yes, we don't have enough to do cementing paste yet. So I can't build a grappling hook. But fortunately, that crossbow will help us with taming things, because now we can definitely knock stuff out, or we can definitely fire at things a lot faster, and we've got a lot better opportunity. So I think what I'll do is go ahead and call it there. And next time I log on, or next time we play, we're going to go ahead and work on finishing out this structure. And we're going to work on finishing out this structure, getting our other 7 foundations built to go that way, and then we're going to start filling those in. And we're going to start working on really getting this place rolling. So for now, we're going to go ahead and call it there. You guys have been great. And hopefully you're starting to learn something. You're starting to kind of get an idea of the workflow and the things that you need to kind of work on. And you can kind of get an idea of just how this game runs and start to really understand why a lot of us run a lot of mods, because you need a lot of this stuff. So again, we'll go ahead and call it there, and I will see you guys tomorrow, and we'll get another video going on day 4.